Hey, Kyle is wonderful here again with another wrestling review. This time it's AEW Dark and a little bit of Hey EW with RJ City as well from July 26, 2022. So coming off of last night's great episode of Elevation, it was announced that we'd be getting another Pock All Atlantic title match. So that's awesome to hear. This time it's from Over the Top Wrestling in Ireland, and Pock will defend against the Irishman Lj Cleary. So along with that, we have 9 other matches all from Universal Studios, and they were recorded on July 16, 10 days ago. So Pac versus LJ Cleary will be the main event, and we'll start in Orlando, Florida. But first, like I like to do on the Elevation reviews, you can find that every week. I cover BTE on these. I just quickly go over what happens on this week's episode of Hey EW, hosted by RJ City. So this week's guest, it is Kris Statlander. This should be pretty interesting. I don't really know what to expect from Kris, but I'm definitely intrigued by finding out. So RJ starts by saying, "Oh, very few exceptions." He like mumbles under his breath. That was kind of funny. So I'm already laughing, and yeah, this turns out to be one of the better episodes of Hey EW. So Kris Statlander takes all the weird forward questionings that RJ City's known for in stride. She doesn't really get upset at him, like most people get upset at RJ like right away, but Kris Statlander just takes it all in stride. But she does look over to the camera here and there, saying like, "Help me!" So the whole thing, I laugh a lot during this. This week's episode is generally funny. We find out Kris Statlander does believe in aliens, and she thinks it's selfish for humans to think that there wouldn't be. Kris also worked as a stunt woman, and she trained how to get hit by cars. And she doesn't know if the new Kris is still in Best Friends. But then she says Wheeler Yuta betrayed Best Friends. So I can't tell if this is in character or not, because she referred to the new Kris as if it was a different person than the person talking herself right here. But then she's like, yeah, Yuta leaving was real kind of thing. So that's kind of funny. It's like in character and out of character at the same time. But RJ says, you seem kind of boring now that you're not an alien, Kris Statlander. So she says, no, I'm fun, and then pulls out a recorder and then plays FTR's theme music on there. And it was close enough for a recorder. You can't really get too close. But then she's absolutely disgusts RJ City by playing the Best Friends theme by using her nose. And RJ City's so disgusted, he just ends this week's episode of AEW. So definitely go watch this one. But let's get right into AEW Dark from July 26, 2022. And we start out in Orlando, Florida at Universal Studios. And then don't forget the main event is an All Atlantic title match in Ireland. So after Excalibur and Taz plug this week's sponsor, Kiera Hogan makes her way out to the ring all by herself. She's got a singles record of 8-7, and her opponent tonight will be Allie Recks, who's making her AEW debut. Allie has a really skinny look to her, but she does have the height and reach advantage in this match. Allie Recks is a 7-year pro. She's had a few matches in ROH before. So Kiera starts strong with some strikes, but Allie dodges a lariat, hits a handspring forearm from the corner. Good move from Allie there. Right into a basement drop kick to a seated Kiera. Then Allie counters another lariat with a pin attempt, getting a little bit of offense here. But Kiera Hogan then hits a super kick to change momentum. And then Kiera hits a shotgun drop kick into the corner, right into a running hip attack and a sliding drop kick. After that, a step up leg drop and a roundhouse kick to Allie's head. And it's over 1, 2, 3. The winner of this match by pinfall is Kiera Hogan. Really good flurry to end this match. I don't mind quick matches like that if it has like an amazing flurry to end it. And that was a really good offensive flurry. So Allie looked decent when she was on attack, Allie Recks. So hope to see her again. Next match, pretty big match for both men's careers. It's Alex Reynolds versus Ryan Nemeth, two guys that are signed to the AEW product. So Ryan Nemeth comes out first. He's accompanied by wingman teammate Peter Avalon. So Ryan comes in this match with a singles record of 6-2. Alex Reynolds is out next, accompanied by 10 and -1 with an overall record of 48-39. So big cheers from the crowd. The Dark fans also are all huge Dark Order fans. And then 10 goes to the back, but -1's going to stay ringside for this match. He's probably about 6 inches taller at least since he was last year. This match starts out with Ryan getting a headlock. Remember, it's Ryan Nemeth versus Alex Reynolds. Ryan gets a headlock, but Alex gets out of it. Ryan then hits a shoulder tackle. Ryan then dances around, gyrates like Dolph Ziggler, his brother, and then Alex trips him because that took too long and goes on the attack. Alex does, hitting a running cross body. Ryan then fights back and hits a nice amateur takedown from behind. Then Alex tries a few pin attempts, but Ryan just counters, sending Alex into the ropes, then into the ring post really hard. So Alex then flies out of the ring. -1 comes to check on him, but Ryan follows him out there. Ryan hits an elbow strike and rolls Alex into the ring. Ryan's keeping the pace super slow here, and the crowd rallies behind Alex, but Ryan blocks a sunset flip attempt, punching the face, right in the face of Alex, who's in trouble now. Ryan applies a chin lock and then hits a back suplex for a 2 count. Pretty good match so far. Ryan Nemeth has been crisp with all his offense. Alex then counters a charging Ryan with a back elbow. Alex quickens the pace now. That's what he was looking for all match. He hits a running back elbow and then a diving European uppercut. Alex follows that up with the Cameron Grimes cave-in, the running stomp. That looks pretty good. Then Ryan kicks out, but almost wins with a roll-up pin while holding the tights right after that. So Ryan then hits a nasty-looking pendulum DDT, but Alex kicks out just in time. Really good match, back and forth. I don't know who's going to win. Ryan then goes for the gyrating Dolph Ziggler neckbreaker, again stealing his brother's moves, but Alex blocks this because, again, the gyrating took too long. And then Alex hits a nice-looking top rope stunner, not like the O-face from Athena, but while the guy was like on him. So he already had the guy in like over his shoulders, then goes off the ropes, and that gets the 1, 2, 3. So the winner of this match by pinfall is Alex Reynolds. And then -1 kicks Ryan Nemeth out of the ring right after the ring, and they hold up the Dark Order hand sign. So this was a pretty good match for Dark standards. Ryan's definitely a ripoff of his brother, but I think that's the joke. He does it in a funny way, and then when he does all the Dolph Ziggler stuff, it messes him up, causing him to lose. That's the whole joke. So pretty funny stuff there. Decent match overall as well. So next we go into the problem. Marina Shafir comes out with her creepy violin music, but it definitely fits her very well. She comes in with a 12-4 record in 2022, and Taz has a funny joke about her stealing Hook's hoodie because she was wearing a hoodie at the beginning. So we've got another debuting woman here on Dark. This time it's Tracy Nyxx, who's billed from Sleepy Hollow, and she has a gothic look to her. So she's a 7-year veteran, and I've wrestled mostly at tiny shows, I'm guessing, because I can only find records of her being in 9 other matches in her 7-year career. Most recently, she lost to Kylan King, someone who's been on a lot of Dark matches in the past. So big kick to the gut right away by Marina. She's not here to mess around, or she's here to end this quickly. So Marina hits a nasty judo throw, and Tracy's in trouble already. Marina then hits a few body punches, but Tracy counters a judo throw with a chop, and Marina then stays in control, but Tracy fights back with a back elbow to stop the attack. Marina just shakes this off like as if it was nothing, knocks Tracy right out of the ring, and then Marina does not want to follow her out there. She wants to keep this in the ring, so she waits for Tracy to get back in. Then Marina shakes off a drop kick as if it was nothing yet again. Then Marina catches a kick and hits a rib-breaking body punch, big punch there. Then rolls her into the submission, the greedy. It's an knee bar, arm bar, head scissors combo. That is the finisher of Marina, and Tracy Nyxx has to tap out. So the winner of this match by submission is Marina Shafir. And I said this on last week's review, Marina is not going to improve at all if she keeps having these dominant squash matches. There's no reason to have there's no reason not to have Marina Shafir in more competitive matches here on Dark before she gets back on national TV. But I guess AEW are just content with what Marina currently can do, and that's why they're having her just pick up wins so that she can have a better looking record. I don't know what it is, but they're not going to improve with these just quick squash matches. It's not going to make them any better. I don't know if Marina's wrestling. I think she's wrestling a little bit on the independents elsewhere, but AEW should be treating Dark as if like, oh yeah, have Marina in a competitive 8-minute match, have her sell a little bit, learn how to wrestle matches more than just a few submission holds and judo throws and strikes. But anyway, we got a cool matchup next. It'll be Slim J versus Blake Lee. So Blake Lee, we've seen a few times before. He's the top prospect of the factory. And Slim J, we just saw in the ROH pre-show tag team with Ari Davari in a team called the Trust Busters. So I have a feeling that Ari Davari is going to turn that into his own stable, and we don't have to wait long to find out. We find out later tonight on Dark. that it will be a stable going forward. But right now, it's just Davari, Ari Davari, that is, and Slim J, formerly known as Arya Davari. He's shortened his first name going forward. So Slim J is a 20-plus year veteran. He was an innovator of a lot of the moves that people use today all the time. So Slim J had a really good showing at Death Before Dishonor, and he's going to be looking to teach a lesson to the rookie here. By far has the experience advantage. So Slim J comes out wearing the same thug Eminem type outfit that he and I both wore in the early 2000s. I still have those baggy jeans, but he's still rocking it like it is the year 2000. So this is Slim J's AEW debut, and his ROH records are separate from AEW. So Blake Lee is already in the ring. He has a singles record of 0-2 in AEW, and both men are about the same size, but Blake Lee gets a little bit of better of the grappling at the beginning of this match. So Slim J does prefer a quick pace as opposed to a mat-based grappling game. So Slim immediately quickens the pace, hits a running shoulder tackle, then avoids a drop kick and gets a stomp elbow drop combo. He stomps first, Slim J did, and then dropped when he fell in with an elbow drop. That was pretty cool. Blake Lee kicks out of this. Slim J keeps the pace by by throwing Lee into the corner head first, over and over into different corners. Then Slim slows it down with a headlock, and the crowd's cheering for Lee to come back, even despite him being in the factory, who the Dark fans hate the factory, but maybe they're not even aware of Blake Lee being in the factory. QT Marshall's not out here with him or anything, or maybe they just hate Slim J. So Slim hits a top rope spinning heel kick, and then Slim hits a spinning facebuster that looked awesome, immediately locking in an inverted STF right after that, and Blake Lee is forced to tap out. The winner of this match by submission is Slim J. This match was a little too short to say if it was good or bad or not, but both men did look sharp when they were hitting their moves and stuff. So no complaints from me. Probably just a match to check on Lee's progression, as well as taking a closer look at Slim J to see how much they want to use him in the future. So if that was the case, I would say both men impressed with what they were given, which was a short match. They did everything fine. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more of those guys in the future. I'm still unsure of what ROH is going to do in the future. I hope we find out more news about maybe a streaming weekly show or something like that, and then Slim J would probably be on there with the rest of the Trust Busters stable headed by Ari Davari. So before the next match starts, the lights go out, and then when they come back on, Julia Hart is standing on the stage. She's all by herself. She's coming into this match with a record of 8-3 in all of 2022, picking up a lot of those wins since joining the House of Black. So her matches have not improved, however, so let's see if she does a little bit better here. Julia Hart's opponent will be Renee Michelle, who is 0-1 in 2022. Renee's a 9-year veteran and currently the Shine Nova champion. That's the secondary singles title in Shine. Evilise is the Shine champion, if you're wondering. So Excalibur tells us that Darby Allin got attacked at Comic-Con while on the stage by Brody King, and I have seen that footage. It's pretty cool. We'll probably see it on AEW Dynamite as well. So Julia starts this match down with a takedown, and then one of the two women is squealing like a pig as Julia is pulling Renee's hair while grinding her face in the mat. What the heck was that squealing like a pig? It was like one of the most annoying sounds I've ever heard, and I'm not even quite sure who did it. So Julia then throws Renee out of the ring, then throws her right back in without really attacking her. That was weird. Then this gives Renee enough time to recover to hit a huge back heel kick to the face of Julia, but Julia just kicks out at one. Renee then dodges a handspring attack, but Julia counters the next attack with a bad looking elbow. Or just maybe it was a back elbow, but Julia was not good in this match. Renee then counters a lariat into a Northern Light suplex, but this is the part that Julia then sandbags this move, not on purpose, but she didn't have the timing right, and Renee has to completely power her over to hit this Northern Light suplex. Ends up being a deadlift in the middle of it, not planned, because Julia didn't write it. I don't know, but she almost got dropped on her head, and Julia Hart is not ready. She needs more training. So Julia then hits a handspring attack now that she was looking for earlier, and then hits a running back elbow, then takes Renee down and locks her in the submission, capturing the arms. That kind of reminds me of the Brutalizer, and Renee is forced to tap out. So the winner of the match by submission is Julia Hart, and Renee was screaming during that submission, so I think it was her squealing like a pig earlier. That was ridiculous. But anyway, Julia looked bad in this match and almost got herself hurt. She definitely needs some more training. And these quick squash matches that we get on Dark aren't doing it for her. Same thing I said about Marina Shafir earlier. They need to be in a little bit more competitive matches and get some more training behind the scenes or something. I don't know. But these quick squash matches aren't going to really improve them. So anyway, Cole Karter comes out with it. I noticed that. Remember, we saw Cole Karter challenge Ricky Starks for the FTW title. But I didn't notice until now. He's kind of got like a Static X ripoff music. I don't know if you guys remember Static X, but they were a metal band from the early 2000s. So anyway, Cole Karter was recently released from NXT, and then he showed up on Dynamite last week challenging Ricky Starks. But when he was in NXT, he was part of the D'Angelo family. His name was Troy Two Dimes Donovan, and then he got released for undisclosed reasons. But his opponent already in the ring is the Green Machine, Mike Orlando. So both men come into this match with a 0-1 record in 2022 for AEW. Taz gives Cole Karter respect for stepping up to Ricky Starks, knowing that he's a youngster and didn't have a good chance of winning. So Taz showing Cole Karter some respect. Cole and Mike then tie up, and Cole hits some back elbows. Cole then hits a nice running Hurricane Rana. Didn't even know he had that in his moveset. Mike Orlando's pretty big guy, and then hits a lucha style T Harris. It's like a head scissors takedown. Really cool from the big guy or Mike Orlando there. And the crowd goes wild for that. So they're now booing Cole when he goes back on the attack. The crowd chants Green Machine, and Taz says, "Oh, it's because his last name's Orlando, and we're in Orlando. That's why they like him." Which I don't know if that's true or not, but that's funny. Cole then talks trash to the crowd and hits a nice running back elbow. Mike uses his power advantage, though, to turn a headlock into a big back body suplex. Cole now uses his speed advantage to evade a corner attack, and Cole takes down Mike, goes up to the top rope, and hits a pretty good-looking 450 splash for the 1-2-3. The winner of the match is Cole Karter, and that definitely shows that NXT forces people to limit their movesets. When Cole was in an NXT pay-per-view match, he didn't hit any of these high-impact moves that we saw in this short match here. So decent match overall, and Mike Orlando looked pretty good as well. I like that T Harris from a big guy. So I hope to see both these guys more in the future. Maybe Cole Karter's another guy they could put on ROH going forward. And that was Cole Karter's first ever AEW win. So I'm sure he'll get some more in the future, maybe here on Dark. And like I said, maybe he'll go over the ROH in the future as well. So the next match, we've got Angelo Parker versus Cameron Stewart. And the next thing we hear is Jericho Appreciation Society's intro. And then it goes into the 2.0 music. So Cool Hand Angelo Park comes out, and he's accompanied by Daddy Magic Matt Menard, of course. Ange has a 2022 record of 11-3, and his opponents are already in the ring. It's a singles match, so it's Cameron Stewart. He's rubbing his chest like Gold Dust, and yeah, he kind of acts like the whole match like he's Gold Dust. Let me get a quick drink. But Cameron Stewart's over here rubbing his chest. He's got a 2022 singles record of 0-2. We last saw Cameron getting destroyed by Lance Archer on Elevation in March. And he also got destroyed by Odyssey Jones when Odyssey Jones was fighting two people, and Cameron still got destroyed. That was on NXT 2.0 back in September. So Cameron's build from your homepage, which I don't really get that, but I guess he's influencer or something. So anyway, it starts fast, and Cameron gets to the ropes for a break. Then Ange gets to the ropes for a break himself. Right after that, Cameron then grinds around just like Goldust. So he was kind of giving Goldust vibes earlier. So Cameron then goes from that, hits a nice leg lariat to take, or Ange goes hits a he capitalizes on the grinding by hitting a leg lariat to take control. Then Ange hits a flapjack into a step-up elbow drop. Cameron's already in trouble. Ange hits the Impaler DDT for the quick 1-2-3. The winner of this match by pinfall, Cool Hand Angelo Parker. And wow, no offense from Cameron, just some grinding and chest rubbing. So Cool Hand Angelo Parker combs his hair after the match, and they just leave. So super quick. A lot of quick matches tonight, but that was the shortest one, I think. And Angelo Parker's just out of here with a quick win. Didn't even have to take any damage. So Next, we got Ari Davari versus Blake Christian, and nice, Blake Christian actually gets an entrance. He's got music and everything. He comes in with a singles record in AEW 2022 of 1-1, and Blake is a great wrestler. So this also makes 3 straight matches with guys that have been let go from NXT in the last year: Cole Karter, Angelo Parker, and now Blake Christian. And his opponent, Ari Davari, was also formerly on NXT, but he was released over a year ago, 13 months ago. So Ari Davari is accompanied by his Trustbusters teammate Slim J, and Ari has a singles record in 2022 of 1-0. He beat Caleb Conley recently in the past few weeks on Dark. So both of these men were also on the ROH pre-show Before Death, Before Dishonor, but in separate matches. They didn't meet. So in the bell rings and they tie up. Ari Davari takes control with some punches and applies a headlock. Ari can definitely go when it's quick pace, but Blake might be better at the quick pace. So Ari might want to keep this match slowed down. Right on cue, the pace weakens and Blake quickens, and Blake hits a drop kick, then a handspring kick right after that. Slim J now gets up on the apron to distract Blake, and that allows Ari to hit Blake from behind into the corner hard. Then a running back elbow hit by Ari for a 2 count. Ari then rips at the nose and the jaw of Blake before applying a chin lock. Blake was just about to get free, so Ari throws Blake down hard and applies the chin lock again. The crowd's now chanting "All Hart," which is Blake's nickname. Blake misses a heel kick, but connects with a roundhouse kick right after that. That was another good-looking move. Then he hits a hand spring moonsault into a neck breaker and a half suplex. That was pretty cool, but it needs a little bit work on that move. It's always going to that moonsault into the neck breaker. It's the exact same setup as the AJ Styles moonsault reverse DDT that AJ always hits smooth and fluidly. So Blake wasn't even half as fluid or smooth, and just has to work on that move a little bit more because it's always going to be compared to AJ Styles. Anyway, Ari then avoids a top rope attack and hip tosses Blake right into the turnbuckle. That was a nice move. Blake then counters a hammerlock lariat, which is like one of the big moves from Ari Davari. So Blake blocks this hammerlock lariat with a kick to the face. Blake charges in and ends up on the apron. Blake hangs Ari over the top rope, then goes up to the top, and Blake Christian hits a frog splash to the back of a draping Ari. That was really cool. So Ari gets rolled into the ring, then distracts the referee, saying his knees hurt, and this allows Slim J to throw Blake off the top rope. Ari then hits his massive-looking hammerlock lariat and then hits a top rope flying carpet splash for the 1-2-3. The winner of this match is Ari Davari. Pretty good match. I like that they gave Blake an excuse for losing, even though Blake Christian isn't signed to the roster. They recognize that he's a great talent, so that's good to see. Maybe we'll see Blake Christian on ROH in the future. He was on the pre-show. So right after the match, Tony Schiavone's in the ring, and he says something. He said something seems different about Ari Davari lately. So Davari says, "I've got some great news. After the 4th of July, my trust officially kicked in, making me the richest man in all of wrestling. I even have more money than Tony Khan." So the crowd chants, "We don't care" at this point, really burying Ari Davari here. But Ari continues by saying, "Tonight, I was watching Slim J. He's a hell of a talent, and that's why I purchased his contract. I'll be scouting over the next few weeks and months. I'll be scouting AEW, ROH, even New Japan, and the entire wrestling world to see who wants to come join me in the trust fund. And I am trust fund, or no, in Trust Breakers, I am the trust fund, Ari Davari." So trust fund is Ari Davari's nickname going forward. He's definitely he leaves the big boost from the crowd, and like I figured, it was already going to be a stable. I didn't think it was just going to be a tag team with Slim J. What we were already shown in that video on Rampage last week was Ari Davari was a rich guy, and it looked like it wouldn't just be a tag team with the thuggish Slim J. I figured it was going to be the start of a stable. So interested to see where that goes. I wonder if it's going to be an AEW thing or an ROH thing or both at this point. It seems like everything's both. So and also explains the Trustbusters name based off of the trust fund. So that's pretty interesting. So our last match at Universal Studios tonight will be Pretty Peter Avalon versus Dante Martin. And we get to see Peter and Ryan Nemeth for the second time tonight, since Ryan Nemeth will accompany Peter, and Peter accompanied Ryan earlier. So Pretty Peter Avalon comes into this match with a 2022 record, singles record of 0-2, and another big match here for the Wingmen. They definitely need to prove that they should still be on the AEW roster. So Dante Martin comes out next. A big cheers from the crowd. He has an overall singles record in AEW of 33-14, which is really good for a guy, such a young guy who they really only brought in to be in a tag team with his brother. So great stuff to see him not only getting so many singles matches, but thriving in them. Taz then brings up that there's still legal issues for Dante breaking his Team Taz contract. I like that. So this match should be interesting. Both men are about the exact same size, but Dante's got to be at least twice as athletic as Pretty Peter Avalon. So Brian then grabs the leg right as the match starts. Now we see that Peter's plan to combat his athletic disadvantage here. Peter can't take advantage of Ryan's distraction, however, and Dante quickly quickens the pace right away, and Peter fights back with a nice-looking Death Valley driver. That looks great. Best move of the match for Peter right there at the beginning here. Dante kicks out of this at 2. Peter then uses his experience advantage to stay in control, throwing Dante out of the ring and distracting the referee while Ryan Nemeth attacks Dante on the outside. Peter then goes out to attack Dante, but Dante turns it around. But Peter rakes the eyes to get control and roll Dante in the ring. A scoop slam by Peter, but then a moonsault misses, and Dante gains steam now with a few running back elbows, then springs around the ropes to avoid any attacks from Peter. Dante then goes to the top rope, hits a big crossbody splash for a 2 count. Big strikes by Dante in the corner now, but a charge into the corner gets Peter's boot in his face. Peter then hits a middle rope tornado DDT for a 2 count. Another nice looking move by Peter. And then Peter wastes too much time by lifting Dante up to his shoulders. Dante elbows to escape, and then Dante evades a charging Peter, then springs off the bottom rope to leap over Peter on that evasion. That was awesome. I don't even know if I've ever seen that before. That was amazing. But Peter then goes flying out of the ring because he was trying to charge in, and then all of a sudden Dante's gone and flipped over him. Dante then runs over, slingshots on the Peter on the outside. Dante rolls him into the ring and hits his double springboard moonsault, the nosedive, for the 1-2-3. So the winner of this match by pinfall is Dante Martin. Pretty good match overall. All the Dante Martin stuff was excellent as usual, and Peter hit a pretty good moves. I liked his Death Valley driver. That was nasty. So it's main event time as we leave Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and travel to Dublin, Ireland. This is the second televised All-Atlantic title defense ever, and Pock will defend against Lj Cleary, and this is hosted by Over the Top Wrestling, a promotion based in Dublin, Ireland. So they got a pretty cool logo, a big logo in the middle of their ring with a black mat. The ring looks great. So then 1980s dance music hits and Lj Cleary makes his entrance. So he's one of the top young prospects in Ireland. If you're wondering why you've never heard of him before, he's only 23 years old, but he does have over 200 matches in his career that started 8 years ago. So he's a true prodigy. He'll be a 20-year pro at the age of 35. So he seems to have a little bit of an 80s gimmick here, but it isn't too strong. He seems like a serious character, kind of like how FTR are 80s, but not super gimmicky about it. So Pac then makes his entrance. He's got a 25-7-2 draw singles record in AEW. And the ring announcer looks like he could be the son of Father James Mitchell. He's even wearing the Sinister Minister's same outfit. So the crowd is small for this, but they're really loud, and it's hazy and dark. So pretty cool setting for this match. It's almost like Pac is going around the world bar fighting, and we get to just peek in and check in on his progress. So I like that. So, and I do like the addition of the AEW All Atlantic title now that we've seen it, what it's going to be. It's basically the Dark Championship, and it makes Dark better with matches from all around the world. So I really like the All Atlantic title. If it's mostly just going to be the Dark Championship, but they didn't want to call it the Dark Championship, and then also the All Atlantic thing because they wanted to get the AEW name out there in Europe a little bit more by first in Rev Pro, and now we've got one of the bigger promotions in Ireland as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them in like Germany and France and stuff like that next, and then who knows, maybe Mexico and different things. So anyway, they start out it's Pac versus Lj Cleary. and they start with some great chain wrestling here, and the crowd chants both men's name. So Pac has the technical advantage so far. He's getting the better of this catch as catch can style. Pac then has the experience advantage, of course, and the strength advantage, but LJ shows his agility is elite with some really good flipping out of evade, like the technical wrestling moves. But the problem with wrestling Pac, however, is that he's strong, fast, and agile all at once, making him a tricky competitor for anyone. LJ then shows that his technical skills are also really good, taking Pac down, but LJ makes the rookie mistake of not putting a hold on right away, letting Pac get back up, who takes control right away, sending LJ goes to the ropes, but Pac keeps control with a headlock takeover. LJ then gets to his feet, shoots Pac's into the ropes, but Pac hits a big shoulder tackle in response. So LJ is finding a little bit tough here in the beginning. They both show off their agility now, flipping about, evading 10 tacks in a row while the pace quickens. That was awesome. At the end of the flurry, Pac dodges a drop kick by LJ to take control, using experience to just evade, get out of the way of the drop kick. So LJ quickens the pace again with some great looking evasions again, going all over the ring, using the ropes and all kinds of stuff like Dante Martin does. And both of them only like 23 years old. So LJ then hits a springboard arm drag and is able to hit the drop kick he wanted earlier. So Pac has to bail the ring, and he also gets away to avoid a dive. This draws LJ out of the ring, and Pac takes control right away. Another rookie mistake by LJ, getting baited to go out there. Pac then gets back in the ring and wears down LJ with some strikes. Pac thinks about going up top, but LJ was about to get up. So Pac stomps down at him, now goes up top and hits a shotgun drop kick once LJ gets up. LJ now rolls out of the ring himself, but Pac follows quickly, hitting massive kicks. These are some nasty kicks to the chest of LJ. Pac is now super cocky in this match, playing up to the crowd a lot throughout the match, not really respecting LJ whatsoever. Pac then puts a headlock on as LJ gets back in the ring, and the crowd wills LJ to his feet, getting fully behind LJ at this point, but Pac hits a German suplex right as he gets to his feet. Pac keeps the pace slow now, playing up to the crowd a lot as well. He's getting hitting cocky, but also effective kicks to the head. But they were definitely cocky. Pac's in complete control, and he's letting LJ know all about it. Pac then tells LJ to get up. LJ hits a couple of big chops, but LJ catches a kick and hits a roundhouse to Pac's head, roundhouse kick. So that's the biggest shot that Pac's taken all match. LJ has to gather himself a little bit, then hits a flurry of strikes. LJ quickens the pace, hitting a nice running lariat. Pac is dazed now, and LJ uses this time to recover from the tough start he had. So takes a little bit too long, however, and Pac blocks the next attack, but LJ counters back with a kick and a middle rope stomp to the back of Pac. This gets LJ a 2 count. LJ recovers a little bit more, as does Pac, however. So Pac gets a nasty back elbow once they get up, followed by a scoop slam. Pac goes up to the top rope, but LJ gets up and moves out of the way, and then Pac jumps over him to avoid getting thrown off the top rope. But LJ hits a nice springboard drop kick, a one-legged version right after that. Then LJ picks him up for the Ushigoroshi neckbreaker. Again, Pac's able to kick out. Great offense from Lj Cleary in this match. Good match so far. So LJ goes to the middle rope, but Pac catches whatever the attack was going to be, and LJ counters out of this and hits a nice striking combo, but Pac shuts it down with a big spin kick to the gut. Then Pac hits a combo of his own, but Pac hits the ropes, and LJ hits a super kick when he runs back into it. Big kick there. Both men are now down. The referee starts a 10 count. Pac's up first at 7. Both men are hurting, but Pac baits LJ to come in, thinking that LJ thought he was a little more hurt than he was. Another rookie mistake here, and a big thrust kick by Pac. Then Pac goes up to the top rope, but Cleary's able to roll out of harm's way. LJ just springs quickly up and catches Pac by surprise with a superplex. Good move there, showing he has some smarts in him as well. So Pac then rolls out of the ring here, but LJ hits a great looking 450 dive to the outside. That was sweet, right over the top rope. So LJ then rolls Pac in and hits a middle rope Canadian Destroyer. That was the move that LJ Cleary was looking for earlier. LJ follows it up with another middle rope Destroyer, but Pac still is able to kick out at 2. But Pac is in major trouble now, and it activates his desperation mode deep inside, and Pac just quickly gets up and takes down LJ hard, ringing the arm, slamming LJ's shoulder hard into the mat. Pac then quickly locks in the brutalizer, forcing LJ Cleary to tap out. The winner of this match by submission, and still AEW All-Atlantic Champion Pac. So great match here. I love that they're adding these matches from around the world on Dark, making Dark instantly better. and I love it. So the next generation of wrestlers, like I said, all seemingly have been trained as kids and are already really good in their early 20s. Maybe this is going to set us up for another golden age in wrestling in the next 10 years when all these men and women as well are in their early 30s and have like 15 years already of experience. So this is setting up. I'm not familiar with the independent scene in Ireland, and I have not heard of Lj Cleary's name before. But this just tells us that there's people from all over the world that started training at 14, 15. They're already in their early 20s. They're really good. So that's awesome to see. So I will be back when I'll be back for the Dynamite review when I can get up there and watch it. And thanks for watching. Like, this was I would give this a thumbs up. It might have been a thumbs down if it didn't have the Pack main event, which is that's how important this All Atlantic title is to me personally. It's become the Dark Championship, and now we get to travel the world and see. I never knew Lj Cleary was anything, and now I know that there's a cool guy that's only 23 years old in Ireland and stuff like that. So it was not that last week we did not get an All Atlantic title match or anything special added on the Dark, and Dark wasn't very good. But 2 weeks ago they started that, and now this week they did it again. So if it's going to be an every other week type thing where we get things added on the Dark, I'm definitely in favor of that. It's better than nothing. So it looks like it might not be every week, but maybe every other week or every 3 weeks we'll get something like this, which is going to be awesome going forward. So I'll be back a little bit later with a review of Dynamite. I'm going to go watch that now. Sorry for the delay on getting this Dark out. I've just been really busy with G1 coverage as well. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys again in a few hours when I finish watching Dynamite, and enjoy your time. Peace.